Everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Entertainment only. Okay, I'm using the Trip and Wait Tarot, so if at any time during the reading you want to know what the deck is, here it is, the Trip and Wait Tarot. I want to have a look about a look as to how things are between f45 and Leon, also known as Rattus Pretorius. The reason, and I call him f45 because he's not a legitimate president at the moment. I have been getting over and over and over that he only got about 30% of the actual votes. It's just through manipulation and stealing and things being lost, because I think that what they've found about 3 million votes that were removed from Harris, etc. Flipping, you name it. I think he only got about 30% of the votes, and he knows that. He knows that he's there as a fraud and a fake. But that's another matter. I want to have a look about how relations are between Felon 45 and Leon, Rattus Pretorius. So basically, in the interview, the media conference yesterday, and it is nothing like the JFK. The JFK photograph was taken by the personal White House photographer at a time when there was nobody else in the Oval Office, and it had JFK working at his desk with JFK Jr. playing underneath. So it was not a press conference. It was a private moment where Dad was working and the son was in the Oval Office as well at the same time. Yesterday was very much a deliberate act by Leon to take his son. He's been taking his son everywhere with him since he started on Felon 45's campaign, including an interview last year where the child known as X a few things slipped that he and his father laughed about, but were very telling about the plotting to steal the election. Go back and have a look at those if you want to have a look. It was an interview with Tucker Carlson. But what was said yesterday, aside from having a good old booger excavation and extraction that he then wiped on the desk, the kid made a couple of quite telling comments. Now, this is a 4-year-old. 4-year-olds do not make this sort of comment unless they have heard it either said to them or said about somebody else within their hearing. So, and before you have a go at me, yes, I did say yesterday that Leon takes this kid around for multiple levels of reasons. Some of it is as a security blanket, some of it's a distraction and soothing, some of it is to try and make him look good as a father. And yes, some of it is because he likes to think that he won't be either arrested or an attempted unaliving if he's got his kid there. Now, if someone's going to unalive him, they wouldn't care whether the kid's there or not. But multi-leveled, and I did say that so it wasn't just one reason, and none of them are good reasons. Now, and a few of you sort of said, well, where's the mother? Well, the mother has been in a custody battle with Leon for years that has practically bankrupted her. And she hasn't been able to get custody back again, from what I understand. Anyhow, two things were said by this 4-year-old. One of them was, "You're not the president, you need to go." Okay, that's an interesting thing for a 4-year-old to say to a nearly 80-year-old who's sitting in the presidential chair. You're not the president, you need to go. And the second thing was he leant over and almost stage whispered quite loudly, "Shut your effing mouth up." Okay, now this is to a guy who doesn't even like his own kids, let alone somebody else's kids. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video of those two comments in my posts section. So if you go to Maighstir Tarot under any video, it'll take you to a main page, and it has home, videos, playlists about, and posts, and I'll pop it in the post section there. But holy crumbs. So now I've actually written down and circled that they're going to tear themselves apart. These two, it's just a case of which one goes down first. Now, Musk technically cannot be President of the United States, Leon, because he was not born in the United States. That's one thing that sort of pulled Arnold Schwarzenegger up from taking that next level of office. But he wants the job. Absolutely. He's wants the job. Okay. So what have we got? As I'm shuffling the deck, absolute nightmare and restriction card. Now, is this us living through the nightmare and feeling that we are helpless? Jamie Raskin and Jasmine Crockett in Congress. What a fabulous job they are doing. Follow them if you can, support them if you can. And I'm just wondering what I've noted there. Oh gosh, yes, that one as well. Apparently, Leon is mad about Judge McConnell. This is no Mitch relation. Judge McConnell ruled to release the held grants money that apparently Felon 45 had done an executive order on. So in his complete, absolutely schoolyard, petty, just ghastly, vile manner, Leon posted on X McConnell's daughter's photograph, Judge McConnell's daughter's photograph, her full name, her place of work, and apparently a signed tax return. Oh, okay. But I want to have a look. You could see Felon 45 was barely tolerating the child being there. He looked shriveled in the chair. Did you notice that on Air Force One as well? That he's looking very diminished and shriveled in these chairs that he sits on. While Rattus was jumping all over the place in the position of superiority. Okay, show me. Show me. Show me Trump with X being in the Oval Office. Come on down, let's have a look. Show me Trump with X being in the Oval Office. Right. Ooh, the Hanged Man. Okay. Can mean something's stopped, can mean something's paused, but it can also be the sacrifice, being sacrificed. Okay, so what's being sacrificed here? Is it the one that was the... Oh, thank you. If you hear my guys, let me know, because it's just me here, me and the fur babies, and the fur babies are all asleep. He wanted to string the kid up. Absolutely, the golden-haired child. He wanted to string the kid up. Oh, yep, here he is on his orange throne. My way or the highway, I'm the one in charge here. You will do what I say, etc. So, two major arcana. What did he think of X being in the Oval Office? He was not a happy camper. So this is the challenge card. This is the signifier. Yeah, goodness me. He wanted to backhand, string up, and oh, goodness me, the kid. He did not like that kid being there at all. At the foundation, we have the world. So something ending will bring about a new beginning. I'll just lift you up ever so slightly. Something coming to an end. Three major arcana so far. In the past, we had the steel. Now, gosh, wish I could go back in my little time machine and change what I actually said in the very last reading I did for Harris before the election. I had Harris wins, and then I pulled this card. And I said, the skin being that I am got in the way and said she's going to be accused of stealing the election. Boy, oh boy, do I wish I could have gone back and changed that too, but it will be stolen from her. Because that's what happened in the past, the steal of the election. Okay, this is making me think of the next question I want to ask. Crowning this reading, we have the energies of the past, the gift of the past. Now, there's an X on this pedestal that this gift is on top of. You've got people walking away in the background, but this was the gift of the presidency. Okay, Trump tolerated it. Felon 45 tolerated it because he was gifted the position and he knows it. He knows he did not win. I've always got my guides have stood solidly behind. He only got 30% of the actual votes that were cast. Now, we've heard that about 3 million of them were tossed out for nefarious reasons. We know that people were struck off the rolls left, right, and centre. But I'm talking about the actual votes cast. So that would have included that 3 million that were discarded. But this was also about voter machine tampering. And Musk came out, Trump came out and admitted that on the 19th of January. So he knows that he's a fraud. He knows that he was gifted this position and he just has to put up with it. He tied himself to the devil. We know who's in charge and it is not Felon 45. We know who's dictating the terms and it is not Felon 45. It's also the addiction card in the immediate future, but I think this is just more that he tied himself to this devil and he knows it and it is dripping through his fingers and he can't do anything about it. This was fool's gold. He was distracted by the bright sparkly things and didn't see what it really entailed. Okay, that's externally. Internally, okay. This is another addiction card. This is creating an elixir to try and put things back on even keel emotionally and physically, back on even keel internally. I just get hopes and fears, justice coming down for him. The outcome, that's my election steal card. I mean, this is a steal, but this is the overseas interference. That's swapped votes. Fleeing the country potentially. But it is a difficult decision about which path forward. I've always seen he's going to consider fleeing the country. I don't actually see him getting away with it. He's looking at his options here. And there's the Fool, the New Start, and walking away. Or is this just la 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 off the cliff and leaving? Okay, what did he... This is very telling through here, these cards here, about what he felt about X being in the Oval Office. He basically wanted to string him up, but he knew he couldn't. He was beholden. But something's coming to an end here, and I'll have a read on that at the moment. There is volatile information coming forward about his dementia. A lot of information bringing about downfall and ending. This could just be how he's deluding himself as well. Okay, I want to have a look. Let's have a look. What did he want to, how did he feel about X being in the Oval Office? Wanted to string him up by his ankles. Because I'm the one that's important. How is the relationship between... Now, interestingly enough, this means health is not good. His health is really not good. Pentacles can be health. They can be wealth. They can also be health. This is really odd. I'm just going to bring you up for a minute. Is that today, for some odd reason, I've been calling him Felon 45 since the election, because I felt that to say his name was giving him kudos. Prior to the election, I had no trouble calling him Trump at all because he has no power over me. But just since the election, there was a shift. A couple of timeline shifts really happened over those periods. But just today, there's something about him that has deflated, where his power feels diminished. There's something that's coming that's there. I don't know what it is, where his power feels diminished. If you had a look at him yesterday in the Oval Office, he looked incredibly shrunken and diminished in the big chair. And the same on Air Force One with the Super Bowl, when he was signing about the paper straws, etc. He just looked sort of curled up, sort of this sort of, if I go down to the bottom of the screen and I'm like this, he sort of looked like this. Not his usual pervasive self. So show me oh gosh, was that the Tower card? Oh, of course it would be. Wouldn't have a reading without it today, nowadays. Show me the relationship. What do we need to know from Trump's point of view? The relationship currently with Leon. There's just been a change, and yesterday signified, like, put it out there publicly. You are not in control. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in the chair. You are not in control. You are not the place of power. And he knew it. Okay, come on down. Otherwise, he would have had that kid chucked out. But let's have a look. From Trump's point of view. Right, the Queen of Wands. Queens are internally doing. So this is internally, for me, Queens are internally doing internal action, whereas Kings are external action. So he's internalizing a lot. And I'm really drawn. He's internalizing. Okay, thank you. You, my guys, let me know, because I'm here alone except for the fur babies. He's internalizing what he would like to say, is what I'm getting there. Now, Laurie from The Way of Positive Change calls this the whoring queen because she's got her legs apart. He whored himself to Leon, and he's having to withhold what he wants to communicate. Now, I'm drawn to the black cat in the front there. Absolutely. I have a black and white cat. I have a, what do they call it, a tuxedo cat. He's thinking dark things. What he's thinking is dark, projecting dark thoughts. So he whored himself, surrendered himself to Leon, and he's having to keep his dark thoughts to himself. So slightly there. Right, there we go. challenged by, well, it is fully exposed, but I'm just going to say his childishness. Challenged by his petty childishness that is there for all to see. So he might blurt something out, as children do, as 4-year-old X showed us. He might blurt something out. He might just come out and expose things through some sort of childish behaviour. Right. The King of Pentacles is the energy that they're stewing in at the moment. The King of Pentacles for me is Leon. Used to be Trump the businessman, but he's not anymore. He has been public. It used to be how Trump saw himself, but he's a convicted felon now. The company has been convicted as well for Trump Org for company fraud. He himself has been convicted for fraud, falsifying business records, etc. He's been outed as not a very good businessman. This for me now is Leon, and this is the energy that Trump is stewing in. Leon holds the purse strings and makes the decisions. Oh, I'm drawn to the foot on the bull's head here. Keeping the bull under control. Now the old bull, I'm going to say the old bull. The young king controls the purse strings, controls the opportunities, controls the narrative, and has his foot firmly on the head of the old bull. It's the energy that Trump is stewing in at the moment. Oh, he does not like that position. In the past, sold his soul for money, basically. This is my mercenary actions card. The mercenary sold his soul for money. Crowning this reading, he's being stopped. He's the one being strung up. He's the one that is being sacrificed, might find himself being sacrificed. Okay, I'll have a look at the relationship in a moment. Immediate future. It's my money trail, but it's also working hard for the money, keeping the grift coming in, the money coming in, the dawn of a new day, a new lot of money. However, externally, maybe diminished. He's distracted by the money. Internally, an offer being made, a false knight offer being made, hopes and fears, Russia, absolutely, and the outcome, health, steal. Could be his health being stolen as well. Not well. Specialist consultations. We've got the steal. This is the election steal. I wonder if he's going to... Okay, we've got here the poor choices, his dementia. We've got the trying to keep his health vaguely upright, but there's going to be a huge announcement about it. A huge announcement. Okay. It's a big announcement coming forward. That's my Mark Rutte, my Jack Smith, and the Ace of Swords, and the working together. Overseas, moral, financial, ethical corruption, throwing under the bus, having to defend himself, a whistleblower, loss, justice, investigation into the oligarchs. Okay. So the question was, is from Trump's point of view, this relationship. Now, these are the main cards here. This is the potentially going forward. Okay, my next question I want to ask. So I think he can't say what he wants to say. He sold himself. Can't say what he wants to say. But he might, in his Leon knows how to operate the computers moment, blurt something out. Show me how the actual relationship between Trump and Leon is at the moment. Show me. Is Trump getting fed up with, is Trump feeling diminished next to Leon? Trump feeling diminished. I feel. Okay. Burden of the message, and it's an ending. Star, he was the star. Huge announcement coming forward. Right. He's feeling weighed under. He's used to being the star, and I think he's going to say something big about the steel. On the bottom, we've got the false victory. We've got the forced to retreat. We've got the locking out. It's also my moral, financial, and ethical corruption. And then we've got the undoing. Okay, my next question is, he's used to being the star and he's not liking not being the star. I haven't got too many cards. I'll just throw them back in here like randomly. How do I put this? Is Trump going to... Now, for those that have dealt with dementia patients, my mother-in-law had dementia. Fortunately, she didn't get really bad before she had a stroke and passed away. I mean, sounds awful, but she was incredibly paranoid. Now, apparently with dementia, it brings out the traits that when you're functioning, you keep suppressed. Oh, there's the burden of the knowledge of the steel. And what happens is you blurt out stuff, trampling king underfoot. And you blurt out stuff that you don't mean to. When she was paranoid, you could go around the house 5 times and check that every single window was locked and she still wouldn't believe you. And I'm wondering whether Trump said that is he going to blurt something out? Right, we've got the false victory here. We've got legal. We're going to present the facts to him that he doesn't want. There's some sort of legal here, the investigation, the harsh truth about the manipulation, and it's going to lead to an emotional breakdown where he's going to throw everyone under. There's going to be some legal something come out. On the back foot trying to defend. This is my Mark Rutte card. Oh dear, on the bottom we've got the anxiety about what happened in the past in regards to the win at any cost. Okay, I'm just going to say I think with his declining mental situation, I think when he is presented with some sort of perhaps court case. He's not going to go down alone. Okay, now just finally show me Trump's health. How is his health going? Let's have a look just very quickly. Okay, reckless, charging in. Harsh truth coming for him, perhaps. Oh, yeah, the burden. Sundowning. Unable to get a coherent message across. Really struggling. That's his challenge. At the foundation is my dementia card. This is what he's stewing in, dementia in the past. So many swords in the back, but I'm drawn to the globules up here. I've been saying for a while, I think he got, shortly after the voting took place, he disappeared for about 10 days. I would put money that he got stents put in, and I'm saying stents plural. And I think he's getting some sort of hemoglobin infusions or something along those lines. It's not sort of brought him back from the brink. It's the only thing that's keeping him upright. Wow. Crowning the reading. He doesn't know which way to go forward. His mental capacity is at a crossroads, and he doesn't know which path to take forward. It's been kept secret at the moment. Pentacles can mean health, but someone's going to come out and say something externally about his addictions, about his, how do I put it? Took the blue pill. Just getting the pills, the drugs. Right. Hopes and fears, rah, rah, rah in the foreground, but everybody's walking away behind. Mental break, an emotional breakdown. The Empress needing some serious healing, or is this Russia with this plan coming in from overseas? Oh, that's not a good card either on the bottom. I think it's emotional breakdown as information comes in overseas about Russia. It's just going to tip him over the edge. We've got here the decline. We've again got Jack Smith. This is my election interference from overseas card. We've got justice. And it's literally going to just dribble through his fingers. His health is just going to ebb away. I have seen for quite a while that he will have a, he's already had several from what I understand from looking at his movements. He will have quite a major stroke, find himself trapped in his own body, and it's just, it's not good. It's not good. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. That was covered a lot of bases. I shall catch you shortly. Take care.